moments stored here in the archives. They've got some amazing technology to show it off as well.
Jeff Hurst in possession. Across to Bobby Charlton. Another great goal.
Impressive. You know who that is, don't you? Bobby Charlton. He's now Sir Bobby Charlton and President of the National Football Museum. He was one of the greatest players ever to play for England. In fact, I think he was the greatest. He's one of the lads who won the World Cup in 1966. You know, when you put on the England shirt and see those three lines, it makes you feel pretty special. There's nothing quite like playing for England. It's the pride you feel when you play for your country. I know. I've been there. Anyway, they've got some interesting goodies in here. Better put these on. Look at this. It's Senor Piqué from Mexico, the 1986 World Cup mascot. That tournament changed my career. We had a bad start. A few players were dropped and it could easily have been me. I might never have played for England again, but I got a reprieve, scored a few goals, and we made the quarter-finals. Hang on. Is that what I think it is? The Jules Rimet Trophy. The World Cup England won in '66. I've always wanted to get my hands on that. Just watch this for a minute. Back in the tin. Hey, the World Cup. Wow. I borrowed it from the museum display. It's Sir Geoff Hurst, the only man to have ever scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final. Not even Messi, Pele or Maradona have done that. He did it for England in 1966.
Hi Gary, how are you doing?
Alright, Sir Geoff.
Nice keepers gloves, love them.
Right, those?
I think, I'm not sure Bobby will like you messing around with it. You better take that back to the museum as soon as possible.
Just wanted to hold it. Anyway, I bet this brings back a few memories for you. England Argentina, quarter-finals of the World Cup, your first goal.
Tough game against Argentina. A wonderful goal created on the West Ham training pitch, and actually a beautiful somersault that Martin Peters did, who crossed the ball. I hadn't noticed that during the final.
You really
No, I hadn't, no.
And then you got to the final, obviously. It was 2-2. Extra time was played, and you scored that goal. Was it in or was it not in?
I've always believed very strongly it was well over the line, and here it was categorically it was at least a yard over. Oh, definitely. And Roger Hunt, you notice, he wheels away, thinks it's a goal. The Russian linesman gave it, of course, and the Germans weren't particularly happy. There you go, see Roger again, wheels away. He's absolutely 100% certain that goal was in, even to this day.
The officials gained it, that's all that really counts. But just to put matters beyond doubt, magical moment, last few seconds of the game, one of the great commentaries of all time. They think it's all over. It is now.
I was so exhausted towards the end of the game, I just meant to hit it in the crowd as hard as I could. Of course, I mishit it, and you received it flew in. And the funny thing is, I didn't realise the goal had counted because the referee blew for time almost as the ball entered the net. And I went back up the tunnel, checked the scoreboard, saw it as 4-2, realised mine had counted, and of course the hat-trick hasn't been repeated now for an awful long time.
No,
in fact, ever.
Never. No, still never been a hat-trick in a World Cup final, except for yours. Anyway, nothing of a hat-trick, but not my hat-trick. Wasn't the final, but 1986, it's a hat-trick nevertheless.
I was at the game and started off badly the team and made a few changes. I thought the team he picked on the day was fantastic, and three great goals.
The first one, into the defender. Customary 4 or 5 yard goals,
Usual.
I'm afraid.
As we do.
But it was great. I mean, it doesn't compare to yours, obviously, because yours was in a World Cup final, and that's just unique.
A hat-trick's a great hat-trick, and in a World Cup final it still counts. And you, of course, you're still the only player to win the Golden Boot for England, which is a great achievement in '86.
Oh,
You're very welcome. Pleasure.
yeah, appreciate it. Goes a bit of tennis back,
I think
eh?
so.
It's safely back in the case. When we're finished here, why don't you go have a look for yourselves? Jeff, everyone talks about the pressure of playing for England in a World Cup. What was it like back in '66?
Well, personally, I didn't really feel a great deal of pressure because I was not in the squad or the team to start with, and I felt just lucky to be in the best 22 players in England. Although there was pressure for the team generally, because Alf Ramsey had said only 3 or 4 years earlier, we will win the World Cup. And I think there's probably more pressure today playing for England at Wembley than there was in our time. That's what I genuinely feel.
That trophy over there. Now that's a bit special.
Have a look at that.
Tell us about it.
Well, this is Bobby Charlton's Man of the Tournament award. But one of the great players. I mean, 49 goals in just 100 games. It just shows you what a super player he was. And anywhere abroad we played, if they didn't know English, they knew that to say 2 words, Bobby Charlton. 49 goals, fantastic. How did you get there?
48, 1 short, missed the pen.
Well, it was close. Anyway, I better get us back to the museum to the boys.
Great to see you.
Cheers.
It's Geoff Hurst, a true England hero. No one's ever going to forget the boys from '66, are they? Great.
How well they applied his teaching. May we, in 1970, be represented by a team of sportsmen as good as these winners of the World Cup.
You know, I've been lucky to play with some great England players. Peter Beardsley and I had this understanding. He was unselfish and creative, and we knew each other's games. When we played together, I was getting almost a goal a game. This is classic Peter Beardsley, unselfish, crossing for me to get an easy tap in. Little known fact about that goal, I actually had odd boots on at the time. I borrowed one of Bobby Robson's because mine had split. I kept them on for the rest of the game, but I didn't score any more goals. But there you go. But all the guys shared their emotions in different ways. Gazza, you must all remember him. I think outside of 1966, the Italia 90 team was probably the best England have had. And Paul Gascoigne was the star. I really felt for him when he got booked that day. I think we all felt it. Gazza was globbing. And I was telling Bobby Robson to keep an eye on him. Gazza rallied and was great in extra time, but we were so unlucky. There have been many other great moments of emotion and passion in the game. Remember after Stuart Pearce's penalty in Euro '96? Vital penalty shootout, great pen, and look at that emotion, ferocious from Stuart Pearce. He'd missed, of course, in the 1990 World Cup penalty shootout in the semi-finals against Germany. I loved it. And who can forget Michael Owen's goal against Argentina in 1998? Brilliant solo. Young player, past one, past another, top corner, brilliant finish from Michael Owen. Those were the days. There's another man here who was so proud to wear the 3-1.
How long does this
Who could forget his one-man show against
David
Greece
Beckham.
that got us to the World Cup finals in 2002? Just watch this. Free kick, last few seconds, over the wall, into the top corner, and England was through. Absolutely brilliant from David Beckham. Wouldn't it be great if he was still in the team? I wonder what he'd say about playing for England now. Well, there we have it. Great players, great teams, great games. It's what this museum is all about. It's about the history of a game that started here and is now played and watched by millions all around the world. And you know what? We were the best in the world once. We were the world champions.